Hey guys, welcome back to Artistry by Rita. Today we're doing number 24. This is an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Thanks.
Hey guys, how you doing? Doing another painting today. And it's a cloudy day here today, so I'm noticing shadows. Oh well. It's a cloudy day, rainy day. April showers bring May flowers, so it's all good. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to do it with a swipe because I'm in a swiping mode these days. I'm enjoying it. And I'm going to do the white background. Here's my house paint mixed with 2-to-1 Floral, 2-part Floral, 1-part paint, and 1 part water. And I should have probably just put in 3/4 of a part of water and a squirt of GAC 800. So it's a little thinner than I want it to be actually. And I'm going to swipe in some blue, and then I'm going to try to create some flowers using a swipe method. And if I don't like it, I'm just going to swipe it. C'est la vie. Okay, let's get painting. For some odd reason, you're creating a big shadow here, and I'm going to try to adjust that. It's so weird. Why are you creating such a big shadow? Is that my head? No, it's the camera. Okay. Maybe I have to turn on some lights. Is that any better? Weird. I guess it's the time of day. Oh well, c'est la vie, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's start this, and I'll go through my colors really quickly. I'm not even sure which ones I'm going to use, but I may use all of them, and I may use some of them. Artist Loft a Deep Magenta. This is a dusty rose I made, a red, white, gray. Artist Loft Violet. Craft Smart Grass Green. Oh, this is green, blue. I made this myself out of Craft Smart Green Grass and Artist Loft Cobalt Blue. This is a bunch of little blues and grays all mixed up together. Craft Smart Silver. Vermilion, Artist Loft Vermilion. Modern Masters, Ruby Red. Art Minds, Harbor View. Holy moly, what am I thinking here? Deco Art, Dazzling Metallic, Splendid Gold. My baby, Artist Loft Cobalt Blue. And yeah, I think that's enough. I'm just saying, I think it is.
All right, so I've got my music on and I've sped up doing the bass because you don't need to see that part. And now this is the first time I'm doing something like this with a background where I'm just spotting colors on. It's almost like when you're painting a background and you're swiping not swiping, but painting the colors together with a brush. So as you can see, I have this blue I concocted made of many blues, and I just put it on a palette knife, and I'm just going back. I'm using the same paper towel back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And as you can see, I am just going back and forth. I added more blue because there just wasn't enough. And I'm really loving this effect of just going back and forth. And this is by no means new. It's probably just new for me. There's a billion videos out there, guys. And I'm sure someone has, done something like this before with just the blue and the white for a very soft background. I'm trying to do a sort of a floral scene. Spring is in the air here in Ontario, Canada, and I guess that's when I'm yearning to see some color. And that's it. Yeah, so I'm going for this. It's pretty. I do like it. And here's the close-up version of a sort of a colorful tulipy shaped flower. Because I've rotated the video, it looks more round than oval, which I think it's more oval in shape, because I'm trying to get you to see up close. So I have cropped it, I have inverted the whole thing, and I'm just winging it here, guys. And what I should have planned better was the location of my flowers. That I didn't love, the fact that they were kind of in a line. But in actual fact, someone has already shown interest in this painting, which is wonderful because beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. And I'm just, having fun and enjoying the music and enjoying the painting and not overthinking. And that's what I like to do. That's my way of doing this. I overthink everything. I'm a thinker. So putting the music on, just going with it, putting whatever colors come in my hand is the way I do this. And I think, you do have to plan a little bit. Pour painting is kind of a science. You have to get your consistencies really right. And I think that my background actually was a little too thin, which is why you got that kind of shading of color, but it also adds to the beauty. So I guess what we call happy accents. Right now what I'm doing is I am more than likely getting my paper towels ready, and I had thicker pieces and I started cutting them in even smaller pieces. And I'm just swiping in the direction of the flower. Trying to make petals. Doing the outside first and then doing a bunch of petals from the inside. And, really just winging it. It's not a real flower. You're not trying to create anything real here. You're trying to create an impression of that. And then I do go over this with my palette knife to sort of create even more definition of abstract petals. And I put it in the cell activator, which is 5 parts Floral, 1 part titanium white Amsterdam paint, to see what I would get there. And I am starting to get a little bit of a reaction, but I decided that was too muted, so I didn't really use the cell activator anymore after this point. It's all an experiment. And that's the fun part of it. So here I am with the palette knife, just going through and playing a bit and seeing what happens. And to me that seems too muted already. So I am going to, I think, put some color around again. And there I go, yeah. And so I did this one flower in real time, but I'm going to speed up the rest because the alternative is a 2-hour video, which, God bless you, you're not going to watch. Let's face facts here. So, yeah. And now I tried something a little heavier to see what would happen, a harder plastic. And you see, that's why the paper towel works so well, because it just lays on top and swipes the color. And also the very thin plastic page protectors I use as well. So I'm going to go over this with some more paint. See, work in progress, guys. It's only paint. Don't be afraid. If you scrape it, I have a jar. See, that looks so much better. I have a jar, and there I am going with the page protector, the very thin plastic page protector. So I go back and forth using different tools. And look how pretty that is. Gosh, I really like that. And there you go. There's some abstract petals. Now, what was I just saying? Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to do the stem here. And I've used that Craft Smart Grass Green. And I'm going to create some leaves and put a little gold in the leaves, and then I'm going to swipe those as well. But what I was saying was before is, if you end up scraping a painting, guys, don't worry. I saved my paint. I try to scrape it into a cup, into a bowl, and then I keep the paint. And I reuse it as a base. I will play with the consistency. I have only used silicone once or twice. Don't love it. I like the reaction, but I don't love the worry about varnishing and cleaning it off and all that. And I get great sales, so you know, I don't necessarily need to use silicone. I'm not a fan. And underneath with the green, at some point I do, under the flower, I put a little green, and then I sort of create that little, I don't know what you call it, the hip of the flower. I'm not a botanist. I'm not a floral person, a florist. So, but I do love the abstract of this, and it's pretty. The only thing I would have played with more was the placement of my flowers, and the fact that I sort of ended up putting the leaves in all the same places, which I shouldn't have done. But the issue is I can't just swipe over it because I've got the blue in the background now. So, lesson learned. Plan your placement. Draw it out. It doesn't, it doesn't hurt. So here I am trying to already make, I'm trying to go lower, higher to create movement for the eye. Perhaps what I should have done is done my next flower and sort of done it in that fashion rather than go all over the place. But as you can see by my videos, I am all over the place. I love to try different things all the time. And that's just the way I roll. I mean, in the background, I am trying to perfect it and doing other things that don't make it to the video YouTube channel, which maybe is not such a good thing. You should see my ups and my downs. As Molly from Molly's Artistry says, they're not failures. They are lessons and trial and error and experimenting, which is what I'm doing here today for you. And even if it's not my favorite thing, someone else has already shown interest in this painting. So there you go. And really, art is so... It's so much in the person's perspective and not necessarily the artist, but the person who sees the art and how it speaks to them. Because even if I have this idea in my head of what I'm putting down on the canvas, it's not necessarily what someone else sees. Sometimes the message is conveyed, and sometimes it is just in the eye of the beholder. Okay, enough with that, because what the heck do I know? Anywho, as you can see, I've sped the rest up because, my goodness. And I chose to speed this up even more because the video just was too long, and you get the general impression because I play a lot more with it even after the video. I always do. I can't put everything on the video because it just would take too long, or I would have to speed it up so much that you can't actually see everything. And I think next time I do this, I'm going to experiment more with different shapes as well. But I was going for tulips because they're my happy flower. I love tulips. And you see what I did there? They're in the same place. And leaves have different shapes to them. And I was doing the same thing over and over again. And I tried to make this in between, but I would have been better going higher up, a little bit lower, a little higher up. You know, play with the placement of it rather than have a line. And I thought, oh, let me try to put a half a tulip there. Why does it have to be a whole one? And so now I am doing the cell activator again here just to see, because the colors are a lot brighter. I guess I put more paint in that corner. And trying to do the same thing on some of the other flowers. You get the general gist anyways. Playing, having fun. This is sped up, my goodness, I think 15 times. And I thought it was lacking something, so then I started doing some grass at the bottom. But see, I mean, you know, it's just paint, just play with it. You think it's a little too pale, add some more color. Alrighty, well, I've split this part and I've sped it up so that it's a little shorter. What I've done here is I've taken my tray, my handy dandy tray, and some cell activator. I've put some grass green by Craft Smart. I've put some of the gold, any gold, and some of the cell activator, and I'm dipping in I believe I'm using my page protector, and as well a thin piece of paper towel just to create some grass at the bottom. I thought it needed a little something something, and I am a big recycler. I do not like using the plastic cups, plastic this, plastic that, so I have things that I reuse several times. Even my plastic cups I reuse, but I have now bought some silicone cups, and I am coming out soon with my top 25 tips, and not so much about painting techniques, but more about tips. And here is the close-up, guys. What do you think? It's really, it is pretty. It's so pretty. And if you found this to be informative, will you take a second, guys? Follow, like, subscribe. Send me a comment. Tell me what you think about this one. Anyways, Artistry by Rita here. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining. Ciao.